Why don't we just get to the Carisha plea? Why is everybody laughing? I mean, we sipping different type of Diddy juice. Welcome to the show.
I know Diddy tricking big. I ain't say he not doing nothing for you.
Hold on, man.
Whoa. But it ain't tricking if she worth it. That's all I'm saying.
Heard that laugh? Keep playing with her.
What?
For
I don't
real.
want no smoke with Carisha.
Y'all ever had a fight at Breakfast Club?
I love the City Girl.
Oh, nobody ain't ever got hit at Breakfast Club.
It could be the first.
So Young Miami's been dishing out some juicy gossip about Diddy's wild adventures with celebs in the biz. She kind of lets slip a name you wouldn't expect to hear with Diddy Cuba Gooding Jr. It all started when old posts of hers about Diddy started making the rounds. But here's the kicker, Diddy's in hot water. Lately, one of the producers from his album accused him of some serious stuff. He's facing a bunch of lawsuits. And now the producer of his latest album, Off the Grid, is suing him for a whopping $30 million.
Back with new allegations of sexual harassment and assault against Sean Diddy Combs. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Combs' latest album, filed a lawsuit Monday. He alleges that Combs sexually harassed and assaulted him while he lived at several of Combs' homes.
In this lawsuit, which was filed a few weeks ago in New York federal court, Rodney Jones Jr. aka Lil Rod spills the beans. He claims Diddy pressured him into doing shady stuff with prostitutes and kept getting handsy in inappropriate places. Jones paints a picture of a world controlled by Diddy filled with cash power moves and all kinds of crazy stuff. He says he got shortchanged over 50 grand for his work on the album released back in September 2023. This lawsuit, a hefty 70-page document, says Diddy tried to push him into a messed up relationship like it's some kind of norm in the music scene. Jones, backed by attorney Tyrone Blackman, also throws shade at Diddy's crew, saying they failed to keep him in check. He talks about this alleged big conspiracy involving heavy hitters in the music game like Universal Music Group CEO Exp0ses Diddy, a former M-Town CEO Ethiopia Hap to Miriam Diddy's right-hand woman Christina Koram, and even Diddy's own son Justin, and yep, they are all named as defendants in the lawsuit.
When Jones, who describes himself as a heterosexual Christian man, complained to Combs' chief of staff, she allegedly responded, "You know, Sean will be Sean."
While working alongside Diddy, Jones went through some crazy stuff that went way beyond his producer duties on the Love album. The lawsuit spills the beans on how Diddy had Jones recording non-stop, ending up with loads of footage and audio of Diddy, his crew, and guests getting into some seriously illegal stuff over a year and change. During his time working with Diddy on the award-winning Love album, Jones got introduced to some of Diddy's famous pals. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. One time, he recounts an encounter with Cuba Gooding Jr., who's also been under fire for misconduct. Jones claims the Oscar winner got handsy touching and groping his legs, inner thighs near his privates, his lower back near his behind, and even his shoulders. But wait, there's more drama. Young Miami's got dragged into this mess too. She's popping up all over Lil Rod's lawsuit. Get this, there's a part where Lil Rod says he saw Diddy and Young Miami getting high together on Thanksgiving back in 2022.
Cuba Gooding Jr. was so close to that man. I would thought that was his lady. That's how close he was to him. And then his hands all on his leg and everything. It was crazy, bro. I don't even believe that. So when you see Cuba Gooding fighting a case here in New York, when he said the girl was saying that he was groping her and everything like that, I'm glad they didn't show that picture at his trial.
And get this, he even brings up Young Miami's cousin, saying that they were both chilling at Diddy's Miami pad. But here's the kicker, he kind of messed up and threw Cuba Gooding's name into the mix by mistake. Looks like someone's trying to play the blame game and shift the spotlight away from themselves and onto Diddy, alright? So let's talk about Cuba Gooding Jr.'s roller coaster journey in Hollywood. His story ain't your typical Hollywood fairy tale, that's for sure. While the big shots in Hollywood might have put a dent in his fame and sent his life spinning off course from the glitzy entertainment world, let's not forget that Gooding himself played a part in his own downfall back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Gooding was on fire in Hollywood. He had folks cheering for him with his roles in TV hits like Hell Street Blues and Maguire. But it was his unforgettable performance in John Singleton's classic Boys in the Hood that really catapulted him to start him. After that, he nailed it in movies like Rob Reiner's A Few Good Men and the intense thriller Outbreak. But then things took a nosedive. He started getting hit with alec from several women, which definitely didn't help his career. Some say he might have dug his own hole by trying to expose some shady stuff about big names in Hollywood, which backfired big time. Even with an Oscar under his belt from Jerry Maguire in '97, Gooding Jr. still feels bummed that the Oscars haven't gotten their act together on diversity.
The Oscar goes to
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Jerry Maguire.
His trouble started hitting headlines back in June 2019 when he got caught up in an incident at a bar in Nice. Then things got serious when prosecutors revealed that 14 women from different spots across the U.S. accused him of inappropriate behavior dating back to 2001. Now he's facing 4 misdemeanor charges for alleged groping incidents in Manhattan. The trial's been intense, with more women coming forward to testify against him. A new video this evening involving actor Cuba Gooding Jr., who is fighting those allegations of groping a woman here in New York City. Well, tonight, here's surveillance video obtained by TMZ, and what it shows. The New York Supreme Court kicked things off under this law, called the Adult Survivors Act. Basically, it gives folks a shot at bringing civil claims for stuff that would have been tossed out due to time limits. And guess what? This law is about to hit its expiration date this week. Talk about timing right for Gooding. It's just one more hurdle to jump. Back in 2013, he dodged a trial by settling with a woman who accused him of rape, going back a decade. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. In 2018, another woman said he forced a kiss on her while she was working at a nightclub. He ceded a plea for that one. And in 2019, yet another woman accused him of getting handsy at a rooftop bar, touching her thigh and breast without her okay. She was quick to file a report, and Gooding admitted to it. Now both these women are going for damages, aiming for compensation for the assault, lost earnings, and all the mental and physical pain they went through. Gooding's spokesperson stayed quiet about it all, but he managed to dodge jail time for both incidents, getting slapped with 6 months of counseling instead. But hold up, Diddy's got his own mess to deal with too. Rappers like 50 Cent are calling him out for these supposed wild parties he throws, supposedly full of young guys spilling all about their wild times. Usher even hinted at being around these parties, talking about the lavish lifestyle without going into details. Usher's journey began in the Big Apple, and with none other than Puff Daddy himself.
It's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the fuck did Puff just say?
So Usher packed his bags and headed to New York City, crashing at Puffy's pad for about a year. This whole setup was cooked up by Led, and it came with Usher signing on to Lead's label as a teen. Talk about getting a foot in the door right while he was still a young buck of 14. Usher found himself under Puff Daddy's wing. Puff didn't just stick to business, though. He made sure Usher was part of all his swanky parties, trying to toughen up the young singer's image. Usher even spilled the beans in a 2011 interview, chatting about how Puff wanted him to have a grittier vibe. And even though it didn't click right away, Usher credits Puff's vision for laying the groundwork for his epic 18-year career. And get this, when Usher's career hit a rough patch, it was Puff who stepped in to save the day. Antonio Marquis, better known as Lil Rod, the big boss of Epic Records, was about to give Usher the boot. But Puff convinced him otherwise. He basically told Reed, "Don't sleep on Usher. He's a star in the making." Wise words from the man himself. But Usher's journey didn't just revolve around Puff. He also found inspiration in the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Usher's tribute to MJ with Gone Too Soon was a real tearjerker moment for him, honoring his mentor and musical icon. Looking back, Usher says it was one of the toughest but most rewarding moments of his career. Now let's talk about Usher's musical prowess. This guy's got 9 chart-topping hits on the Billboard Hot 100. That's no joke. His 4th album, Confessions, was a game-changer, selling over 1 million copies in its first week and snagging him a Grammy. It's still one of the best-selling albums of the 2000s, with over 10 million copies flying off the shelves in the US alone. But amidst all the success, there's still some gossip floating around. Rumors about Diddy possibly passing on a second actually transmitted disease to Usher when he was just a teen have been making the rounds.